everyone. Wait a second. I accidentally pressed the scene change thing, the scene change hotkey. Uh, Hello everyone. Ignore the Utawarerumono on. Sorry, yep, you're not supposed to see that. It's supposed to be a secret that we're playing that game today. We never play that. Yeah, it's time for more Utawarerumono on. Today's mostly probably going to be grinding. Because we don't have that much content left. Really just the hard mode battle recollections, which shouldn't take that long, and then co-op missions. And to my understanding, for the co-op missions, the last few, you really do kinda need, you do kind of need to have, like, very high, stat characters, so... Okay, I don't know why. So I have my mute button mapped to the mapped to page up, and so that's also changing the scene. That's why we have it was changing scenes because I have my mic mute and unmute button mapped to the same thing as the overlay thing. I just never used the hotkeys for overlay swapping, so I've never had this issue. I don't know why it was a problem there. Seems to be fine now though. I guess I just like maybe had something selected that I shouldn't have. Yeah. We're playing Utawarerumono on today because of the latter co-op missions. Today's probably going to be mostly grinding. But now you get to see it for real. Now you're supposed to see that it exists. So yeah, I did a very tiny amount of grinding off stream. Not much. I still want this to be an almost entirely on stream game. I wanted to kind of test how quickly we could upgrade characters, so I did do a very tiny amount off stream. And so as of right now, Haku is about here, about 20k bonus points as well, so definitely quite far off from getting those last few tiers of his remaining upgrades. Nekone is also up here. Atui is pretty close, but not quite there. I forgot who the last character I brought with me was. Okay, Ruotie. Yeah, Ruotie is definitely also a bit far behind the other three since I didn't use her a ton in the main stories, but... Now we're gonna start off with just a bit of grinding. Let's see, sort of Lost Country. So Veshral, when they were here last stream, they did say that this was the best mission for BP grinding, and I do believe them. So this is what I plan to do for a lot of today's stream. At least the beginning part, to kind of get used to the controls yet again, since it has been a few days. I'll keep this team set up though, and we'll try getting this done as quickly as possible. Update, I failed, but that's okay. Probably I will now stream to people. Oh, you, so which achievement did you fail? Yeah, Kettle was doing retro achievements for Sonic Heroes. So which one did you fail? Was it the egg plate one? Oh, Red Chaos Emerald? I think you can get it. I think with enough attempts you can do it. It sucks that you have to like re-enter the stage in order to try it again. Like you have to redo the stage beforehand. You can't just immediately go to the special stages. That's so dumb. Another 20 Final Fortress playthroughs. Hey, to be honest, that's like not that bad. If you're gonna replay any stage, you might as well play one that's like actually fun. Better than Bingo Highway repeats. Where are you? There you are. Okay, see you later. See you, Kettle. I hope the rest of your day goes well. It was nice seeing you for at least a few seconds. Bye bye. Yeah, this really is not the most efficient way to fight these. I should be doing a combination of heavy attacks combined with the jumping attacks. Those usually break them quickly enough, and then once they're broken we do way more damage, but I can live without going for max efficiency first go around. I'm still just kind of warming up for the day. See, it breaks much faster, especially when everyone is going after the same unit. 1, 2, 3. And as always, the best option is to just chain attack spam. 1, 2, and 3. And now he's broken, and he's pretty low health. Put that well on him like this. Spam it again. 2, 3, and now he's fully broken. And I can just go all in on damage. Don't even need to worry about chain attacks. It goes down just as quickly with normal light attacks. Also, alongside the BP, we are also getting a decent amount of experience. Because Atui is now level 45, everyone else in the team is pretty close to that as well. And let's see how much BP we got. So we get like 10k or 1k about per attempt at this. So, or actually, no, it is 10k. So it is still a decently slow grind, but because these go by so quickly, it's not as bad as it could be. Also, I'm still not 100% sure whether I plan to go with max BP on every character. As I've mentioned before, I don't generally consider like stats or like levels inherently a part of completion, because it doesn't really, in most cases it doesn't really unlock anything extra, and it's kind of like just needless, massive, bloated grinding. I never really see much of a reason to, unless there's like content that requires being that high of a level, or like some kind of unlock associated with it. So I don't know whether I'll get everyone to max BP. I know I will be getting at least one character to max BP though, because there is an achievement for that. Getting one character to full BP and also max level. But past that point, I'm not sure. I may or may not. It all depends on kind of how slow it ends up being once we're done with all of the other content. Because while this game is very short and I do want to extend the playtime a little bit, I am not quite going for Warriors All-Stars levels of 100+ hours of meaningless grinding. I'm not that insane. I generally consider 100% to be the actual meaningful content, and the level grinding doesn't usually fall under that category in my opinion. But still need to do it at least a bit just for an achievement, so... But yeah, after we're done with this though, I don't really know what musou to go with next, because for one, I don't have very many notes on this game yet. So writing the website update page for this is going to be not super hard, but it is going to be a little bit annoying. I have to use a bit more in the moment thinking rather than notes like I usually do. And for the next musou, I don't have one planned. There's plenty of options, you know, we have like over 100 left still, but usually I have it planned out like halfway through the completion process of the previous game, but because this game has been so short and I didn't really expect it to be this short, I still don't really have a specific one in mind. There are a few options, you know, I'm not completely lost on which one to go to next, but they're just options. I have ideas of, nothing too set in stone. I will have to figure that out probably within the next couple of days. Part of me kind of wants to start Dynasty Warriors 4, since that is the next big mainline game, but it's also like, that one is a pretty big commitment. Although, it would be, we are nearing the 1 year mark since I started, or finished. I think I actually started Dynasty Warriors 3 more than 1 year ago, so maybe I'll do Dynasty Warriors 4, maybe I'll do Warriors Orochi 1, possibly Samurai Warriors 2, who knows, but I'll figure it out. I do kind of want to do a bit more of a substantial game, and I mean actually substantial game, because while this one's very short, it's very fun, but again, it's not the most content-packed, and while Warriors All-Stars was long, that content that took hundreds of hours was not anything substantial. So I do want to play one that's more, like, meaningfully substantial, something that may take a long time to finish, but is actually, like, valuable time spent and not just spent doing nothing but level grinding or regard grinding like in Warriors All-Stars. But who knows? I'll figure that out once we get there. We're not quite there yet. Still got at least a couple more days until we're done with this game. Oh hey Vestral. Right now I'm just doing a bit of BP grinding to kind of warm up before doing anything else. I believe this is the stage that you said last time was the best stage for BP grinding. Yeah, just doing a tiny bit of that before getting into the hard mode battle recollections to kind of get warmed up before doing any of that. But yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go with max BP for every character. I know there is an achievement for getting max BP with at least one character, but I don't know if I'll do it with everyone. Depends on how slow a grind it is, but yeah. Kind of just in the warming up phases of the stream right now. I'll start the real stuff in a few minutes. But how are you doing? I hope your day has gone well so far. One, two, three. Yeah, it's an easy stage. Hard mode Variety gives more, but you can't turn your brain off. Yeah, that makes sense. I'd imagine even at like the higher, like, even if you have your characters built more, I would imagine it's still a lot more difficult for hard mode Variety. It probably takes longer as well, so it's like, you know, it's maybe more per playthrough, but it probably is less efficient overall because of the presumably higher time investment. now he's actually fully broken. Pain attack time. Didn't need to finish the full combo. Okay, I guess now I'll go into the hard mode battle recollections. More volatile, like 4 to 5 minutes with my main team. It's but sometime the NPCs just keep dying, and I tried it with solo twins. It's about 5 minutes. Okay, so it's not necessarily that much more time consuming, more so just depending on whether your allies want to cooperate, and also like, you know, obviously you have to pay more attention as well. So more difficult, but not like much less efficient, I guess. I may end up doing a bit of grinding on Varai, perhaps. I don't know, I guess I'll figure out once we get back there. See how much more it gives and how much attention exactly ends up being required. We're making good progress even with just the current method though. Rotate. I guess I'll give you a bit of SP. Kuon. Yeah, same with SP. I'll just put everyone into SP for the moment since I'm already grinding that with Haku at the current priority. And we're near level 5 win sigil, not quite there, but close enough. There you are. Done mission right away, nice. Okay, just another one of these same missions. But this time with the non-aura arts, the other wolves being mixed in. Okay, and then just the main mission available now, no submission yet. One, two, three. Now where is that third one? There you are. Let's see, is a submission available now? Nope. Oh yeah, because this is the same as the normal difficulty versions, I don't even have to go around searching for them. They'll just show up on the minimap normally. I forgot about that. Now I can do these even more mindlessly than before. And the submission's right here. Same as the last mission. Just barely didn't get them broken in time. Luckily they don't do too much damage even when you do get hit by their full attacks. Even on hard mode, these are still fairly simple fights. Now it's new time. Same as the last time we did this mission. Nothing too different this time, even if the damage output is a bit higher. This game reminded me of Dynasty Warriors. Played one of the ones on PS2 as a kid. I am thinking of getting to New One Origins. What's the expert's verdict on that one? So I haven't actually played the full game of Origins myself. I like playing them in chronological order. I'm currently on 4 in that order, so I haven't played the full game. I did, however, play a ton of the demo when it released, and my opinion of Origins, obviously, you know, without the full scope of the game, I can't say too much in terms of like missions and stuff, but at least the core gameplay is really fucking good. I would say that the core combat and like basic gameplay systems of Origins are really good. A genuinely fantastic modern kind of development of the genre. But again, you know, it could be a case of great combat but poor mission structure, but I have heard generally good things about it from people who have played the full version, so I don't think that's an issue. But based exclusively on the demo, I like it quite a bit. I would say play the demo though, and then depending on your opinion of that, then maybe play the full one, because the demo does have a surprising amount of playtime possible in it. You only have, I think you only have one mission in the demo, but that mission is pretty long, and it gives you a pretty good idea of what to expect. So I would say try the demo, but I would personally say it's a pretty great one in the series. Definitely one of the better pseudo reboots of Dynasty Warriors, considering that the other two kind of reboots that they did, Dynasty Warriors 6 and Dynasty Warriors 9, are well, not quite as good. So it's cool to see that they attempted it and at least somewhat succeeded for the first time. I think this is the hardest time I've ever had fighting Bocanante and Decapompo. It is exclusively because the break gauge is not going down very far because I am playing pretty poorly, and also my allies aren't all ganging up on the same character, but it is still technically a reason for them to be more difficult than expected. The consolation for the two weakest enemies in this entire game. You know, they get to have the pride of being slightly difficult at least once. Just for funsies, just to be nice to them. Even if Decapompo absolutely does not deserve being nice to. Okay, Bocanante was a bit harder because of the lack of break, but Decapompo is still just as simple. Even when I do get hit by his bombs, they just don't have a very high damage output. One, two, three. Okay, same thing as the first objective, just separated. Sounds good. I only dislike from looking at the store page in videos you have a main hero, and maybe... Oh yeah, I did remember that. So... Hey, I do remember hearing about that. So... Apparently you can play as other characters, but only as like a temporary, like... You can play as them for like 1 minute as like a form change, like it's... bit odd, but yeah, you only play as the main character normally, and they apparently have several different weapons, so it's not like you have one playstyle, but yeah, that is definitely pretty lame. I feel like it's not inexcusably bad since it is just one game, you know, they wanted to try something different. Considering that I feel like a lot of people have criticized Origins for that thing, I feel like the next Dynasty Warriors game will probably go back to the multi-character structure, but yeah, I did kind of forget about that, which is a bit of a shame, but I feel like if you can look past that, like I said, you do still have several weapons that have completely different playstyles, so it's not like you're just playing as one playstyle constantly, just kind of... If you like certain characters, you don't get to play as them, unfortunately, which is a massive shame, but... As a single game in the genre, I don't think it's too bad. I just hope that future games don't also stick to the one character choice formula. Since it is kind of one of the defining features of the genre so far, has kind of always been getting the opportunity to play as a ton of different characters. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that, but yeah, that is definitely a definite knock against Origins, but I'm sure it's still fine even without that. One, two, and of course it walked out of range. 3, 2, 3. I think one of the most overpowered parts of that chain attack with Atui is because the second phase of it brings her into the air. It means she can kind of just stand directly in front of attacks and not get hit by them. You do have to be in the second phase of it, so you can't just instantly use it as soon as an attack is coming out, but it is still enough to be very useful. Yeah, I need to get all of these over here to be attacking the same enemy. 2, 3. Yeah, I was hoping I was just slightly out of range, but nope. May end up actually dying. It just barely got out of that in time. Can I take it out before it kills me? Okay, good. Yeah, even while playing really recklessly, the hard mode versions definitely are more difficult than normal mode. They have higher damage output, higher health pulls, but it's nothing too crazy, so not too bad. Yeah, I noticed that sometimes with the twins, you just die because your cast time is so long. Atui's move looks really evasive. Yeah, that's why I love playing as her. The twins are genuinely really good. Their damage output is crazy high. And as long as you can kind of have a tank to draw aggro away from them, being interrupted isn't even that much of an issue. But I love playing styles where you're just constantly directly in the middle of action. And Atui is extremely good for that since her hold light attack, this one does move her pretty far, so it's perfect to kind of get out of the way of attacks. Plus it lets you charge into enemies pretty frequently. It's why I kind of just spam it constantly, especially against smaller enemies like this. Any attack that gives you a bit of extra mobility, in my opinion, is always some of my favorites for sure. Fuck, I was hoping to get to the other side of him so I could hopefully get the other two con that, but nope, did not work. Now where's that final one? There you are. Final Uzurushin Centurion down. And I think it's just, yeah. Oh no. Defeat one commander. I was thinking it would be defeat 50 small enemies. I like how they translate Atsui's movement passive from the VN by giving her that. Yeah, it's so good. Like, the way that they translate the visual novel's like strategy game elements and mechanics into a musou is so well done. It's really impressive how fantastically they translated combat mechanics from a completely different genre into a musou. It's really well done. This game has a lot of care put into character playstyles and core mechanics. It's so good. Like how they translated Zeal, and even brought over Haku's ability to give other characters Zeal into a musou context. And that alone makes this a really good game. And Haku's skill alone, just having him on any team changes the way that you go about these stages so much compared to a traditional musou. They did an incredible job. Very, very impressed by how well they translated everything. And big surprise, Atu is not only my favorite character to play in this game, she is also my favorite combat character in the visual novel as well. So, you know, they translate, not only do they translate well in terms of their movesets, coincidentally they also ended up translating to be my same favorite characters in both. I love high movement characters in both genres. Plus, Atsui has crazy high damage output in the visual novel on top of the movement. Her movement passive is great, but what I thought was even better in Mask of Deception was how crazy high her damage output is. Okay, good. Broke them right before they finished their attack animation. One more to go. Feels like they wanted an excuse to give the characters better 3D models. Well, they did do a good job. I do think that during cutscenes and like some animations, the 3D models look a bit wonky, but at least in combat and like, you know, just normally standing here, they look pretty great. As long as they're not moving their mouths. when they are moving their mouths, they're a bit hit or miss depending on the character. I think Jackwall looks fine there, but some don't look amazing, but at least in just static, just looking at them normally, I think they all look great. Very, very well done. Very, very good excuse to give them a 3D model improvement. Definitely will not complain about that being their reason for creating such a great musou. Okay, that's three battle recollections already done. And we did about half of them last stream, so I think we have 7 battle recollections left? Maybe 8? Oh, let me check really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, 8. 8 total left. So yeah, we're pretty close to being done with these already. It only took like 15 minutes to do 3 of them. Now, time for one of the DLC ones. Although, I am really quickly going to see how much BP I have. I can upgrade that. Very nice. Without rotating. Upgrade that as well. Auto. Increase your attack. And now, she has her attack maxed. So, no need to invest any further into that. Very, very nice. And then the last on our team was... Did I look at Kuon's? Okay, I did not. It's hers as well, and now I wonder if we... Okay, we don't reach rank 5. We're getting closer. I think one more level up with Haku. And we should be at Spirit rank 5, but... Wait, I'm just realizing. Did I upgrade the wrong one? Okay, I upgraded the wrong one. I just realized it's Spirit, not SP. Oh well. Whatever. It's fine, I have to upgrade it either way. Upgrading it slightly out of order is not too big of a deal. Yeah, I didn't even realize I was upgrading the wrong one this entire time. I meant to be upgrading Spirit, not SP, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. And this mission should go down just as quickly as it did the first time around, even if it is in hard mode. If I remember correctly, most of the battles in this mission are just fighting smaller enemies. Small enemies and then breaking these. Haku should gain a ton of spirit if he maxes BP, so it's fine. Okay. Oh yeah. So even if I did upgrade the wrong one, it still is good to upgrade that for spirit anyways long term. Very, very nice to know. Submission time already. One, 2, 3. 3 down, 2 more to go. Oh, they don't even have that much health. They're going down pretty quickly. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have even wasted the zeal there, but oh well. I'm sure we'll still have enough when going into the final boss of the stage. Oh yeah, definitely, considering that this should give me a ton more zeal. The ground is starting to shake. It's so odd that this is the only mission, as far as I'm aware, that has the like little things to the right that are like, oh, the ground is starting to shake, like hinting toward a boss coming later in the stage. Also, something I just now realized. So most enemies in this game, you do actually fight in Mask of Deception, or if you don't directly fight them, you do at least like see them in a cutscene. I don't think the Azure Kanji, or however you're supposed to pronounce it, the boss of this stage, I don't think they actually appear in Mask of Deception. I assume they appear in Mask of Truth, but I could be misremembering, but I don't remember them ever like being the boss of any stage. Maybe they were in the free battles, because I didn't do a single free battle in Mask of Deception, because I never wanted to be over-leveled, so... But I don't remember them ever being in the main story. It's very odd, considering that almost every other enemy and boss type in this game do appear at least once in Mask of Deception, but not that one. And it's especially weird because there's two types of them. There's an Azure one and a Scarlet one. They're like the Rathos from Monster Hunter. Except they exclusively are in this and not in Mask of Deception. 1, 2, 3. Now where's the other one? Gonna assume they may be down here, or nope. Oh, there they are. Utawarerumono's model was just covering them. One, 2, 3. Third one is here. I'm actually going to use my my final strike on this thing. 1, 2, 3. I love how enthusiastic Atu is about murdering hundreds of people. It's so cool. She's just like me, for real, for real. She really does carry the enthusiasm appropriate for a game of this genre. Wait, no, the cat is still just barely in, although it did jump out of the way, so still missed a bit of it. Healing time. Just to lead my allies directly into where it was about to run. Oh fuck. 1, 2, 3. And it is down. That was actually harder than expected. Still not super hard, but it is definitely very clear that at least for the boss monsters, the hard difficulty recollections are definitely increasing a little bit in difficulty. Also, I need to hydrate really quickly before starting the next mission. Okay, back to the game time. Let's see how much spirit everyone got from that. Or not spirit, BP I mean, of course. I don't think the Ganji was in Mask of Deception. If I remember correctly, Munechika was the hidden boss. Maybe they were mentioned on the animal smuggling ship. They may have been mentioned on the ship, but I know they never appeared. Like, never as a battle, but also not in cutscenes. In fact, that whole segment is really funny in this game because you outright fight Decapompo and Bocanante. Also, I did not know that Munechika was a hidden boss in Mask of Deception. I assume she appears in like the free battles if you end up doing a bunch of those, which, like I said, I didn't do any of the free battles. I probably should have in hindsight, but oh wow. Yeah, interesting to know that Munechika was a hidden boss in that. Thank you for healing. It's so nice how the characters, your allies, are actually competent enough to know to heal you when you're low on health, instead of just letting you die and not doing anything. It's a very nice little thing that is not the case in as many musous as it should be. 1, 2, 3. Is at the end of the Dream Arena, I think it's called? Going with the what if scenarios. I did not do any of those. Do those unlock after you beat the game or something? Because I did not do any of those. I definitely should have. It's very clear that I missed a lot of the extra content from Mask of Deception, which I kind of expected. I do know that like a lot of Aqua Plus's other strategy visual novels are kind of known for their post-game content. I'm forgetting the name of it. There's one other series that has a very similar gameplay style to Utawarerumono that I'm blanking on the name of, but I know it's like apparently like half of that game is just optional post-game content, so not surprising that I missed some stuff, but yeah, I think you used to load your finished save. Okay, maybe I'll go back and do that stuff in that case. Because the combat is very fun in those games. I do like it quite a bit. Though I would not mind doing more of it. Although I may end up doing it after I also read Mask of Deception, Mask of Truth. You know, just to get a bit of extra out, since I will be playing that as well. And I don't want to get like too burnt out or anything on the gameplay before even finishing the sequel. So, who knows. I'll probably do it eventually though, just a matter of when. Because I do want to see the fight with Munechika. I feel like that would be an interesting battle. They could do some interesting stuff with her abilities. How many left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, just 6 more. I should have enough to... yeah. Okay, I do have enough to level up Spirit with Haku. Kuon... oh, I can level up hers multiple times, okay. Nice, nice. Ruotie, same with her. And then... yeah, I'll upgrade her spirit as well. Now, let's see how close we are. Okay, still not rank 5 quite yet, but we're very close, so... shouldn't be too long before we get there. Oh yeah, this mission again. This one shouldn't take too long. Just as a warning, the 100% of Mask of Truth has some hard challenges / puzzles. Ooh. I don't know if I'll end up 100%ing Mask of Truth and Mask of Deception. I do like the games quite a bit, but I don't know if I'll go for 100%. But if I do, some actually difficult ones does sound interesting. I actually had to, for both Prelude to the Fallen, the original Utawarerumono, and Mask of Deception, for the main game, I actually thought they were both easy enough that I gave myself an extra condition for every stage to not let any units die, even though that game doesn't have permadeath. So it would be interesting to hear that there's some extra content that's optional that is like actually enough of a challenge, even without those extra like self-imposed challenges. So that's cool. Very, very nice to know that there is some extra challenges to go back to eventually. Two, three, all of them happen to be in the absolute perfect position for you to take them all out at once. Three, great Atari. Okay, well, it's all trapped into a circle right now, so these should be equally as simple to take out at once. Yep. Very immediate. We love to see it. Wow, taking out 15 regular Tatari? That'll take forever. I love having the champion scroll. It's so good for stuff like that. Like, that should be an actual challenge since they're Tatari and they're like actually difficult enemies, but nope. Not with the champion scroll, they go down instantly. I think this may be the fastest we are doing any of these battle recollections on hard. Because we're not even 30 minutes in yet and we're already almost done, so... Which none of them have been super long, of course, but most of them have at least been like 4 to 5 minutes at minimum. But this one's very short. Won't complain though, it's still a mission I like, even if it is very, very simple. Very easy and simple, but I do really like the idea of actually having to go out of your way to freeze the Tatari. It translates a good gimmick from the original game into a musou. The very cool little transition of a stage gimmick into this context, and it's interesting. It's like a little occasional one-off stage objective. Ooh, TA is now level 46. Nice, nice. See anyone close to leveling anything up? You can. Wait, no, I didn't need to do that. Oopsies. You can as well. What about Atri? That actually gave a lot of BP. I'm actually surprised at how much BP that mission gave, considering how quick it was. Although I assume there's an extra BP bonus for finishing a mission for the first time, so... I assume that still wouldn't be as good of a grinding area as the free mission. they're in a pretty, well, they were in a pretty good position until that one jumped right out. Can I get them all? Almost, but not quite. In fact, all of them jumped out. It's always the problem with fighting enemies like this. They're so mobile that they kind of just jump out of all of your chain attacks. Submission time. You know, since these are all in a closed off space, I should be able to just go ahead and do this and take at least 2 of them out at once. Okay, yeah, the third one jumped out. First 2 at least were dead. And I can take out this one naturally well enough. And then that breaks them, so I can take out the rest of their health with just normal attacks. Nice. So glad that Hero is a humanoid-sized enemy, so he can actually just be very easily juggled if you break him even once. Or not even fully break him, even if he gets into a chain attack, he still gets kind of pushed around a lot. 1, 2, 3. And then now just chain attack spam for the rest of the fight. Trample as... And he should be dead after this. Well, had he not been up there, he would have been. So, didn't take much even after the break ended. Only 4 more. That stage did give a decent amount of bonus BP, so yeah, so we can already upgrade this for Haku. Almost for Kuon, almost for Utawarerumono, and then Atui she can as well, but I think I'm gonna give her SP instead of Spirit. Let's see, nope, nothing there. Oh wait, okay, now the Wind Sigil is at max. So I wonder, how close is the Heaven Sigil? Okay, it's still decently far away, but after maxing out Haku, it should still be pretty damn close. Either way, Wind Sigil being at max is pretty good. It'd be very useful in the coming battles, especially the ones with Burai. Nice. And then you're all positioned correctly by this. And now you're all almost dead. Yippee! Almost activated a main objective before a sub-objective. That would have been very bad. Can't say I love that the mission activation button is mapped to the same thing as light attacks. Not necessarily my personal favorite button mapping choice. Damn. This is getting surprisingly damaging. Yeah, I need to actually make this one count. I need to take out at least one of them. Yeah, the other one should be way easier to deal with now that one is out of the picture. Okay, it would be great if they could stop jumping around constantly, though. That would be fantastic. These two Tusker soldiers were surprisingly difficult, despite just being normal humanoid-sized enemies. Went down quite hard, unfortunately. But oh, this one's only one, so this should be way easier. Could be able to just lock them into a chain attack. Yep, already almost dead. Kinda crazy how much easier single enemies are in this game compared to the groups of them, even when the groups are of significantly weaker individual enemies. But now, it's Venom time. Nah, Varai is better for BP grinding. He's got a 4-min run with solo twins. If I played better, that could maybe be like 330, so it can't be that much off from a full party. Okay, hell yeah. Glad that progress on maximizing efficiency of grinding is literally being made as I stream. Very, very cool. But is it okay? So is it human Varai or is it our Akaruka? Like, is it the second fight with him, or is it the... Or which one specifically is it? Is it the battle... I assume it's the battle recollection, but... Is it the final fight? The one that's just called Varai? I'm gonna assume it's the monster one. The final one with the mission that's just called Varai. That's my immediate guess. The shark mode. The last one in hard mode. You know, I never actually thought about that. Yeah, the Akaruka Varai does literally look exactly like a shark. Don't know how I never put that together, but yeah, no, that is just a shark. But yeah, hard mode, okay. Then we'll be getting that soon, so we'll see firsthand how quickly it goes by. I'm glad it's that one and not human Varai, because I'm gonna be honest, I think Akaruka Varai is way easier than human Varai. Mostly just because of the mobility that human Varai has. Or well, I guess proxy, not human. You know what I mean. You understand, I assume. But we're almost there already, though. You know, I'll give you attack just to balance things out. Give you all of these to balance everything out. Same with you. Give you a bit of extra HP. Yes, and the monster mode has better openings, like after his jump. Yeah, absolutely. That's the reason I think it's way easier than human Varai, because it has just like so much more easily telegraphed attacks. You get very large openings into each of its attacks, and it doesn't do that much more damage per hit. than human variety, so it's like it may have higher damage output technically, but considering how much easier it is to avoid all of its attacks, it's still much easier in my opinion. I almost forgot about this mission. This is going to be a really annoying one because I hate this enemy type. So dealing with these on a higher difficulty version as a required objective is not my favorite. At the very least, Kuon is actually helping me taking out one of them, so surprisingly my allies are cooperating more than usual with prioritizing enemies. Okay, yeah, no, this actually isn't going by too poorly at all. Surprisingly, for the first time ever, my allies have actually helped very well with the masked soldier enemy types. Usually I feel like they teleport around so often that just my allies kind of just run around in circles around them. Okay, now they're starting to teleport, but they're already dead, so it doesn't even matter. Fucking Jesus. Didn't even get the chance to really start my my chain attack. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then once again, 1, 3. Okay. Luckily, this mission is not going by nearly as difficult as I had expected it to. Going by relatively smoothly, surprisingly, despite having some of the most obnoxious enemy types in the entire game. Ooh, just one of these? So odd that this is a sub-objective, considering that you have to fight several of these for required missions. And even if it does have a higher health pool, fighting one enemy is always going to be easier than fighting multiple in this game, just because of how ally prioritization works. Because if all of your allies are getting up on the same enemy, they break fast enough that their HP pools really don't matter too much, nor their damage output, since they just go down faster anyways. One, 2, 3. I'm gonna do this just to get them all in this area. They attack the same one. One, 2, 3. And then now just spam it until they're all dead. Okay, how long are they gonna keep that attack going? I was hoping I would be able to dodge out of it just in time, but nope. Not quite. Okay. Okay, that one went down pretty smoothly. Now it's time for the mission that I think is probably going to be the hardest of the battle recollection stages. At least the Varai fight itself. No clue how hard the sub-missions will be. Probably not very, but at least fighting human Varai is definitely, in my opinion, the hardest singular enemy. So one may be a bit of a challenge, but I'll give you defense. That may help in the next battle. You attack just to balance everything out. And then you... I can't even give you any, but it would have probably went into HP. Although I guess... I feel like defensive stats barely even matter for this set of stages because most enemies, when they do hit you, like the really strong ones, just take you out in one hit anyways, so... I don't know. Pretty good position, taking a cloud at once. That worked out perfectly. Oh yeah. And I get some free healing. Very nice. Okay, now time for what will probably be the hardest fight in the... Well, aside from co-op mode, hardest fight in the game, other than that. And it's mostly because of that one attack. The one he even has his hitboxes even extend a bit outward. 1, 2... I only tried breaking him at least once. Surprisingly, not doing a ton of damage to Haku. I guess because he has such high base health and defense. Okay, perfect. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully I can carry this momentum into just outright defeating him. 1, 2, 3. Oh fuck. It's not very good. 3. Where's Haku? Here. Oh fuck. Okay. Oh fuck. Very high risk of dying now. Oh god damn it. Oh fuck. Okay, at least Haku's alive now, and he's definitely the most important to have alive. Oh fuck, everyone's dead again. Okay, yeah. Pretty much exactly what I expected. I think I'm gonna swap out Kuon for Nekone. That may make it a bit easier. Luckily, the sub-objective still did remain completed, so that's good at least. Yeah, pretty much exactly what I expected. Definitely the hardest of these missions so far. In fact, can I upgrade her at all? I don't think I can. I'll give her a... well, no. That was 3,000, not 30,000, so... Yeah, this is definitely not going to be super easy, but I did get the submissions done already, so don't have to worry too much about that. Although, I should probably do them anyways, just to increase the sigil effect. One, two, and three. Okay, this one's almost broken, and after that this should be pretty quick to take out, yep. And then this final one, okay, they're about halfway toward being broken, but because everyone's ganging up on them now, it shouldn't take too long. Nice, nice, very good. Now time to heal a bit, get a the free zeal as well. Time for attempt number 2. Hopefully I actually win this time. Having 2 healers will hopefully be enough to make this easier. Well, 2 major healers, because while Kuon is a healer herself, she's definitely not the best healer in the game, that's for sure. She's just kind of an alright healer. 1, 2. And also I'm going into this with way more zeal this time around, so. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is where it's gonna become an actual significant problem. Yep, already facing significant issues. Okay. Oh, fuck, really, TA's dead. God damn it. Okay. I think what I'm gonna need to do is just come back to this later, because this is kind of ridiculous. I think what I'm gonna do is do a bit more grinding, do the final fight, switch to the Heaven Sigil, and hopefully the increased stats from that will be more helpful than the Wind Sigil. I think I can do this mission without too much of an issue, but Human Varai is just too fast and like switches his targets too often to be as consistent, so unfortunately I can try and go to Organized Party. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to him later, unfortunately. He is definitely a lot more difficult than anything else so far. But this one should hopefully go down much easier than him. But I dread having to. I know that there's definitely going to be at least one fight in co-op mode that's like the highest tier of missions that's going to be a fight against Varai, probably in both forms. And if that does end up being a mission, I'm going to have such a nightmarish time with that. Oh, fuck. No, I cannot fucking die to this. To this fucking guy. Fuck off. Oh my god, really? Are you fucking me? Fuck off. Fuck off. Oh my god, fuck off. Goddamn. So obnoxious. Of course, she's fucking dead too. Not even at the actual fight that matters. Keeping allies alive in this game is such a massive pain in the ass. Of course, already, again, and I don't even have the time to naturally revive her with this time. Okay. I have only 2 lives going into the actual variety fight, so that's gonna be something. Again, it's gonna be easier, but having to babysit allies in this mission is definitely not my favorite thing. Not the most fun, unfortunately. Okay, and he jumped out, of course. Maybe I should use the raid attack repositioning more frequently on human variety. Maybe that would be a better idea than what I've been doing. Fucking of course, already. And he's just staying in this corner, so I can't even go heal him. I feel like the downsides of the allies are definitely becoming a lot clearer in these higher difficulty boss fights. Of course, already, once again. And you are too. I love it. I'm not even phase 2 of him yet, and already all of my allies are just constantly being killed by him. And Rotier is almost near death, but they won't heal her. Yeah, that's why the Heaven Sigil is the best one. It makes it so your team doesn't die. Yeah, the only reason I haven't already equipped it is just because where my SP, the SP requirement, I mean spirit requirement is so much higher. Fucking hell. Do I even have the time to... Okay, no, you revived him. Okay, good. I am going to try turning away from the rest of my allies, but it didn't matter anyways, because they just walked right next to him. Okay. It started getting me, so I can at least kind of walk in the opposite direction away from them, but not for long. Oh, shut. Fuck. Where even is she? You are. At this point, I'm just juggling keeping my allies alive. Not even actually trying to do damage to him. Fucking of course. Kill you at least a little bit before going on the offensive again. Okay, that entirely missed him, I believe. Okay, he should be close enough to forward breaking now, but hopefully I can keep everyone alive just long enough to take him out. Fuck. I'm bringing everyone over here. God damn it. Of course he's fucking doing this shit now, just constantly jumping again. I have to take him out quickly, within 30 seconds. Fucking hell, if I lose right here at the very end, I'm gonna be so mad. This is ridiculous. Okay, finally. That fight was such a pain in the ass, not even because of the boss itself. Like, it's not that hard to avoid its attacks. It's just that your allies fucking are so bad at avoiding hits. It's such a nightmare. But, done now, so I did luckily just barely make it through. Almost ready to farm him, yeah. Yeah, I don't think future attempts will be too bad if I just swap to the Heaven Sigil and choose a team setup that's more defense-oriented. This one is mostly just because my team setup isn't amazing. Really quickly though, I am going to go into the party setup, and I don't even know why I went to this menu. I can just do it before the next battle, but okay. So that did give a lot of extra VP, so I can actually go ahead and max this out with Haku, and then bring this a bit higher with you, a bit higher for you as well. And she got bonus, even though she doesn't really benefit from it too much. You can't upgrade anything. You can though, and you'll also get some bonus stat. Also increase your defense, and I think that's all good. Oh wait, it's like, why did it say completed? No, it's because that's the normal difficulty variant. Yeah, I'm definitely switching to Heaven Sigil, but I do wonder how far it will be from max. Oh, it's actually not that far away at all. There's a part of me that's kind of considering doing a bit of BP farming before doing this. I'll do one attempt. If I do it successfully, awesome. If not though, I think I'll go into co-op mode, do some co-op missions, since we do still have quite a bit of that to go. Then a bit of BP grinding, then Heaven Sigil should be able to be maxed out with this current team setup. And from there, we shouldn't have as much of an issue. Getting Haku's SP to max should give you level 5 with this team top. Yeah. But that will require a bit of BP grinding. But I am willing to do that, so... Also, I just realized I still have the EXP boosting scroll equipped to everyone. So it would probably be a good idea to de-equip that and give everyone like actually useful combat scrolls, but I'll do that after this attempt. I had it equipped for when I was doing the BP grinding. A decent way to... A thing that would also help massively is learning Varai's patterns a lot more. While I know Akuruka Varai's patterns decently well, his human patterns not as much, so if I learned a tiny of that, that would absolutely help a massive amount as well, so... I don't know, there's several... Even if I do kill this, I still have several options to improve future attempts. It's not a completely dead attempt by any means. Do this mission and finish the board, that should give you the plus 50% BP scroll. Oh, really? Okay, then yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. In that case, yeah, I'm definitely doing that prior to doing the BP grinding. There's a plus 50% BP scroll. That would be extremely useful for that grinding. Okay, and I'm going into, let's see, how high is everyone else's BP? Okay, everyone else's zeal is pretty low. I accidentally said BP, but, you know, zeal is what I meant. Everyone else's zeal is pretty low, but Haku's has just enough to exist, and Aku's is maxed, so I'm at least going in with a much better setup than the last time around. He just barely stayed in it. Okay, good. I can just wail on him, hopefully. Yep, rip him before he could recover. Back him once again. Okay, he's broken. Very nice. This is definitely the best I've done this mission so far by a fucking mile. I'm gonna trap once again. This time I'll actually attack him twice, just to get some extra damage and extra safety, since I do have plenty high enough zeal anyways, and I can recover it as well with Haku. Okay, and he's fully broken now, so I can just wail on him, build up a bit of extra zeal, while also doing some good damage. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And that breaks him. I do need a bit of healing, not the end of the world quite yet. And I have enough revives. Max. What? Where the fuck did she even go? Where? Okay, she got thrown all the way over here. Okay. Currently he's going after Utawarerumono. That's not great, but now he's going after me, so that's slightly better. Nothing, nope. But just barely got him. Okay, this should be the winning attempt. That was a really fun fight. That fight is extremely difficult, but if you do it correctly, that is so fun. Said it a million times, especially the last stream, but boss fights in this game are done so well. Very difficult, but it never felt unfair, just a very hard challenge. It's very good though. Didn't even get any full deaths as well, so very nice. It's all of these now done, and now mission board time. Or military medals, I mean. And then from this I get Jackwalt's outfit, and here is all medals acquired. Very nice. EP scroll. Cut. Okay, yeah. The grinding now should go by way faster. A 50% increase is pretty massive. You can't upgrade anything quite yet, but I'll replace this one with the BP boost. Give you BP boost, you with that. I'll just give everyone the BP boost because I think now I'm gonna go into BP grinding, or at least a little bit. If you BP over EXP, and with you, I'll give both. You, Okay, everyone now has it equipped. Time to do a tiny bit of BP grinding. Then we'll do the co-op missions, and that will be where things really start to consistently ramp up in difficulty. So even though the Varai one is more efficient, for the moment, I am going to actually do this one instead, just because it's a lot easier. And since everyone is still not quite super powerful, I think it'll be better for this moment at least. But quickly before then, I am going to BRB to refill my water and hydrate a bit, so I'll be back in like 3 or 4 minutes though. BRB. And I am back. I just 340 on Varai. I fumbled so hard at the end. So what you're saying is that 340 is a slow time on that. You can do it even faster. Yeah, that definitely does sound like it's definitely faster than this method. The only reason I'm doing this this stage right now is just because it's so much safer. Yeah, if you can do it on 340 and having fumbled, then yeah, it's definitely faster for BP grinding in this. Probably by a pretty significant amount. Also, the other problem with the Varai fight is also that it doesn't have the Rutie Yaoi reading mentioned. The most important part of Utawarerumono. Well, it's all twin, so it has its ups and downs. Okay, yeah. So I would assume, like, it's not always quite 340. Oh, though, honestly, I could kind of see solo not being easier overall, but kind of being easier to actually focus on because he would always be attacking the same character, so you don't have to worry about him changing aggro. It's like 5 deaths before I get a win in a team. It would probably be a safe 5 minutes. Okay, so definitely less safe and like a lot of losses, but if you can get good enough to consistently do it, then yeah, it probably would be a much better grinding position. Damn crazy that like the best grinding spot of the entire game requires actual skill. That never happens in any game ever. It's almost like you get more reward for being good at the game. It's kind of crazy. Who would have expected that? Yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit of a pain in the ass to get to the point where I can hopefully consistently do Varai myself to do the grinding with him, but it is also kind of cool that the best grinding method does actually require effort. That almost is never the case. Obviously, that's not great in the sense of it requires more attention and thus is less like easy to just mindlessly grind, but I don't know. I like when grinding actually requires some amount of focus. The worst part is I can't take healers with me on my strat. Oh, wait. If I remember correctly, don't the twins have like an ability, and at least in these strategies, don't they have an ability where they like do more damage at lower health? Isn't that a thing? I vaguely remember that being a thing. It may not be an inherent ability, it may have been a scroll or something, but yeah, that does sound like a really fucking difficult strategy. Yeah, that attempt took 3 minutes and 32 seconds, so if you can get down 3 minutes and 40 seconds with Varai, then that absolutely would be much more fast. It's just that it's less consistent. That's Kuon and Nosuri. And yes, it's on a scroll, but I used the Zeal gain on under 58% HP to one-shot the first two side objectives and burst Varai on the first stun. The twins don't have time to build meter solo, so I only take the scroll for 3 casts. Ooh, that sounds very interesting. It's a very cool strategy, but that does sound really fucking like nightmarishly difficult, because if you fail even once, like either they get out of the range of the full attack or it just doesn't do enough damage or whatever, then it's super risky. The 50% definitely is helping. He gained a lot more VP than I had expected. I'll go with attack since he gets a bonus now. Although I should actually probably just save it all to put it into SP. Yeah, I think the scroll that makes them do more damage with low HP, I think I had that equipped in Mask of Deception on them. So I guess that was why I was thinking that was just an innate ability of theirs, but even so, the strategy you're doing of the Zeal gain under 50% is still pretty fucking crazy sounding. Definitely super high risk, but that does sound very fun to actually successfully pull off consistently. Very, very satisfying sounding strategy. Oh, this is the dialogue where they're talking about Utawarerumono reading BL. Maybe I should swap back to the wind scroll for this specific grinding method, since it does definitely let me take out that specific enemy faster. One, two, three. Sorry, I had to cough really quickly. I think I was a bit late to muting the mic. Damn, he went entirely out of range for that. One, two, three. I think one of my favorite things to do with Varai has become baiting out his counter, dodging out of the way as soon as he starts the counterattack animation, and then kind of dashing into behind him to get some extra free damage off. Because after he uses counter, if it hits you, it does a decent amount of damage, but it's pretty easy to avoid. And after he uses it, he has a pretty long cooldown period, so you can get a ton of free damage in for baiting his counter correctly. That felt like a slower attempt than my last one, but it was actually 1 second faster, so... Yeah, the wind sigil is a level 1, 10 flat damage is I think the best boost on a level 1 sigil. Yeah, for this mission I guess I should swap back to it. I'll just have to make sure to remember to swap back to the heaven sigil once I go back to the actual, like, difficult new content. Or once I start grinding at Varai. Let's see how close Haku is. Still pretty far. You. Almost, but not quite. Almost. I could increase your HP, but I'll save it for Spirit. Or SP, one of the two. And further optimization would be to take Champion on Kuon and use her hold light, I think. It's faster to spam. Oh, okay. Let me see that really quickly. Okay, yeah, that definitely is faster to spam. For sure. Yeah, that's definitely faster to spam. Okay. Thank you very much. That is definitely a better... Do I have it equipped on her right now? Do I? Okay, I don't, but if I did, that definitely would be faster. In that case, I guess I'll take it off of Akue next attempt and swap it onto Kuon. Because while I do think this attack is relatively fast still, like, it's not super slow, the Kuon strat definitely is faster. Without even testing it much directly. Just from using her light hold a bit is enough to see that, yeah, it's definitely faster in general. Way faster attack speed and recovery time. Recovery time especially, because while Atui's doesn't have a ton of recovery time, that final slash does have a couple of frames of recovery required, and that's especially a problem when trying to dodge with it. One, two, three. One, two. Now he's 4 stunned, and just take him out fully. Okay, that was my fastest attempt by far. That was 27 seconds, 27:07 was left, so only 2 minutes and 53 seconds. I've probably done a faster attempt earlier, but at least as far as I've been paying attention to and counting the time on, That is my fastest attempt yet by quite a large margin. Okay. Time to put champion scroll on you. And then on Atui, I will move it off of her. And instead, I don't think I'll give her the EXP boost just because she'll be at max experience by the end of the game anyways, because I use her so frequently. She's my favorite character, so instead I think I'll just give her a flat attack increase for now. Very simple, but I think that may be a decent enough option for now. Yeah, this is definitely quite a bit faster in practice. Yang Zio on Atui swapped to her for the last sub-objective. Oh yeah, I guess because I probably do want to go in with as high of Zio as possible going into the final objective, I guess. Does make sense. I didn't even think about that. This is definitely going a lot faster with the help of your labbing things out, Vestral. So it's very nice having someone in chat who like actually knows what they're talking about with this game. Very helpful. Didn't get a ton of VP, but did get a decent amount, so shouldn't be too bad. Damn, I went outside of the range of his Zio increasing chain attack. Probably not the best idea. I got knocked too far out. Making good time so far, only at 27:36 and he's already pretty close to being dead. Yeah, finished at 27:28, so that was definitely a lot faster. The Kuon strategy definitely is way faster because of how much less time it takes for her skills and how much more movement it has. And if I had done what you said correctly and built up BP with Atui on the last sub-objective correctly, then that probably would have gone by even faster, so definitely is a better strategy overall. Let's see, how much are you at? 60k. You can increase your spirit to max. You can also increase yours. You I can almost increase, but not quite. Fun to sometimes just lab out stuff for games, kind of like POA or this guy late game. Same, I fucking love labbing out stuff in games. Finding the max efficiency route toward a lot of games is so fun in my opinion. I'm a big numbers person. Also, speaking of Disgaea, I've never actually played any of the Disgaea games myself. Although I do know someone, Mags. They're not in chat today, but they do occasionally show up to stream. They actually make guides on Disgaea. So I've definitely heard a bit secondhand on how crazy late game min-maxing is for the Disgaea series. In fact, my partner actually wanted to play it, so I will actually be playing Disgaea 1 relatively soon. But yeah, just in games in general, labbing out stuff is so fucking fun. Min-maxing stuff is in of itself kind of a different game in a lot of cases compared to the base game, and it's always very fun. I personally used to love doing it with Fire Emblem. I still do a decent amount whenever I play them, although I haven't played a Fire Emblem in a bit over a year, but Fire Emblem was the main game that I used to love labbing stuff out with. Especially Fates, despite Fates overall kind of being a not amazing game in a lot of ways. It's very fun for going for min-maxing stuff, trying to figure out that stuff. The numbers game is very often very fun. Maximizing efficiency is a game of itself. Okay, still have about the same amount of zeal going into this as last time, but last time did show that I definitely can still get them done pretty quickly, even without a ton of zeal. Okay, and I have enough built up now to where I can just go into zeal spam. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay, this attempt is slightly slower than the last attempt by literally 1 second, so I think this will probably be about the consistent time, about 2.5 minutes for this with the current strategy. Maybe we can get it that faster, but at least currently, the 2 minute 30 seconds mark around there seems to be about average. Getting closer, but still not quite at the halfway point yet. You know what, actually, it's gonna be a terrible idea, but I think I am going to do another attempt of this one. See how well I do this time around, having completed it at least once. I probably won't be very good at all, but I'm curious enough to see if I can do well at all. After our last attempt, I did find a pretty decent strategy with building up 3 bars before going in, so could have the same strategy here. And plus, with the Kuon strategy, it does also apply to this stage, since it does still have a decent amount of small enemy spam. Oh, and also with I forgot, because I gave Atui the attack increasing scroll, she's also doing way more way higher damage output now than before. These are going down much faster. In fact, they're kind of going down so quickly that it's hard to build a ton of deal off of them, but it's fine. It'll still be good against Varai, having higher damage output. I think shield break rate is based on your attack, I think. And so if that's the case, then yeah, his shield should be breaking faster. Okay, just barely got him before he got that attack out. One, two, three. Okay, yeah, he's going down way more consistently this time around than before, so yeah, no, that was really easy. Okay. Having done him once, knowing his pattern's slightly better and a decent strategy going in with, plus the increased attack on Atsui, made him go down near instantly. So yeah, this is definitely faster now. Oh yeah, now let's see how much more BP we get. I assume the 132k that was at the bottom by Atsui, I assume that's her total, not how much she got from just this mission, because that would be kind of ridiculous, so let's see to confirm. Yeah, it is her total, but now I know it's at 132k starting this time around, so let's see where it goes to this next attempt. Yeah, I should go down just as quickly as last time. Yeah, I think keeping the increased attack on Atsui definitely is the play for this strategy. It makes these shields go down so much more quickly. Got him in the corner now. Well, I can get him into the corner after this. 1, 2, got him stuck now. And attack spin time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, and that's actually, not only does it give way more BP and is kind of more consistent with this setup, it is way faster than the other mission, because that took about a minute and a half, not even, it was like a minute and 20 seconds total, well, nearly half the time as the other one. So yeah, it definitely is more efficient, that's for sure. And she is now at 137k, Wait, no, I'm doing the wrong one, I'm an idiot. It's like, wait, why am I only getting 5k? Yeah, I'm an idiot. This is the one I was meaning to be doing. But it is still good to know that I now have a more consistent strategy against human Varai for future attempts. Yeah, I'm a fucking dumbass. That was... I'm a fucking idiot. That was not the one I was supposed to be doing. Hee. Now I'm doing the correct one though. But this one should also go down much faster with this setup. I hope at least. You went down pretty quickly. You should be pretty easy to take out as well. Okay, you are out. Now should be Varai time. The real Varai, not the wrong one I was doing before. It took me until I actually looked at the BP gain I was getting to realize that, wait a second, I'm doing the wrong one. I'm a fucking idiot. One, two, three. Yeah, he's going down way faster than before. And thanks to the Heaven Sigil being higher, he's also not doing nearly as much damage as before. Okay, now he's down for the count. Looking at the BP gain, is this normal? Wait, oh my god, I'm an idiot, that's why it's so much easier. I always forget that you have to manually swap to hard mode every time you enter the menu for battle recollections. Well, either way, I am still figuring out a strategy much better, so... Yeah, that makes a lot of sense though. I blame all of these very dumb, simple mistakes on the fact that I'm streaming, and well, I can give any excuse for streaming. Brain no work. Yeah, I believe that this is normal mode. I forgot to swap to hard. Oh well. One incorrect attempt is fine, I suppose. Okay, yeah. Looking at the BP count, yeah, this is definitely normal. Okay. Real attempt time. Don't need to edit anything here. Hopefully he's not too much more difficult this go around. Hopefully I don't have the issue of everyone almost dying constantly. Where is the one that I actually need to fight? Okay, there you are. Okay, it is definitely taking longer for these to go down, of course, but still not too bad. One, two, three. Okay, still one shots, even with the upgraded stats. Depending on how much of an issue Varai is, I may end up going back to the other one. Or I may try Human Brine, because even the last hard mode attempt, I did still find a significantly better strategy for getting that more consistently. So, Human Brine even in this difficulty shouldn't be too impossible. Just a matter of whether I can keep my allies alive for this fight. 1, 2, and he walked out of it, and he walked back into it at the very end, but it didn't matter too much. Yep, he's definitely still quite tanky. And of course he jumps out of it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, luckily he's aggroed onto me right now, so I can kind of draw his focus away from my allies. Although I'm not doing a very good job at that right now. Shit. And now he is no longer focused on me, that's not great. 1, 2, 3. Oh, fuck. I didn't realize he was following up on that. 2, 3. I assume with the twins, even solo, this probably goes down way faster thanks to their high damage. I didn't realize he was targeting me right there. Human variety with solo twins is so easy. With the zeal gain under 50%, you can loop him with chain attack spam. Antoi's Whirlpool has the same force knockdown and could probably do it too. 140 for the mission fill. Okay. In that case, Human Bride may end up being a really good grinding opportunity if I'm not quite as good at this one. Because I am so far definitely having a much harder time with this than the other one. With the time investment, it would have to give double the BP in order to be worth it.